Hi, thanks for joining me again. I wanted to do a quick first impression out-of-the-box review of the new wood chipper I just bought. For the record, this is not a sponsored review, just my opinion as I put my new toy through its paces. After several days of research into a wide range of price tags, with just under $2,000 being my pain threshold, I settled on a far cheaper option. The OPC533 from Canadian company Detail K2's Power lineup. Here in the US it's sold as a Lowe's exclusive, and listed as the OPC553, which may just be a typo. When I ordered it at the beginning of April, it was $6.99, plus $59 freight shipping, which was the only option. But as of this taping, it seems to be available with free delivery or in-store pickup for $7.69, or $10 more, so I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, some quick specs for the gearheads. It claims a 3-inch chipper capacity with a 20:1 reduction ratio, whatever that means. It has a 196cc Kohler gas engine, resulting in 10.7 foot-pounds of torque, etc. and so on and so forth, which ends up spinning these rather scary-looking steel blades at around 3600 RPM. But what mattered most to me was the directional output chute that was way up off the ground, the 26-inch wheelbase, and the big chunky 13 3/4-inch off-road tyres, as well as its ATV-style tow bar hookup, all of which would make it much easier to move around the narrow trails of my rugged property. Anyway, that's the one I chose. After about an hour of messing around with nuts and bolts putting it all together, I was ready to give it a test. Being more used to Honda engines, it took me a little while to get used to its starting mechanism. It seems to start with a very low throttle. With the choke engaged, it almost doesn't seem like the engine's running until you take it out of choke, and then it goes to full speed. Once I figured out its intricacies, it was fairly easy to pull start. I wanted to start slowly, so I timidly picked up a small branch and gave it a test. I immediately noticed just how fast the air was blowing out of the side chute, throwing chips absolutely everywhere. I really wanted to collect some chips so I could take a look at them, but still no luck. Later on I figure out that the unit actually came with a collection bag, which I'll show you later, but for now I'll just let you watch the machine as it handles branches of different thicknesses and see how the engine sounds. I'm pretty happy with how these chips compare to the big professional wood chippers, so it's time to get rid of this stupid wheelbarrow and put some real branches through this thing. So first impressions, that's pretty great. Obviously I haven't put anything that's actually 3 inches through it. I always take those measurements with a grain of salt. But anything that's 3 inches I would use somewhere on the property anyway. I think it's kind of wasteful to chip things that are 3 inches. I've got lots of projects I can use that kind of wood for, like dead hedging and things. I will, as an experiment, do a piece that is actually 3 inches. But as you could hear, and following the manufacturer's instructions, and even with using the gigantic, like truck-mounted, you know, $200,000 like big industrial wood chippers, there is a braking mechanism in them where as the engine starts to bog down, the mechanism will pull back. That's what the manufacturers suggest you do here, and that's what you saw me doing. If the engine gets close to stalling, it will stall, so you just pull back a little bit or just hold on and tug, and it won't continuously feed until it bogs down. But yeah, I'm impressed with this little guy. That's yeah, I'm happy. And the best thing about it, which I'll probably film in just a minute, is that it hitches to my ATV, so I can basically just drive it down all of my trails and, you know, stop every 10 feet or something, gather a bunch of sticks, chip them right there on the trail, and have you know, a pile of chips that are on the trail. So my trails will be chip lined, which will be nice. And after this big snowstorm we just had, there are so many down branches and down trees that I think I'll be able to actually really nicely chip all of my hiking trails. Yeah, so far I'm impressed. Good job. So that answers that question. That was a true 3-inch piece of wood. It was probably a 20-foot long piece of tree that the thick end was 3 inches. And yes, absolutely, it will do it. It will chip it. As you could hear, I almost stalled it. That was kind of what my experiment was about, was to see how fast it can chip it. Per the manufacturer, you're supposed to sort of take it to the edge of stalling, pull back and let it get back up to speed again if you sense it's going to stall, and just work your way down the log, doing it in sections. It was hard work pulling it back out. Once that thing bites on, it really wants to pull it in there. So can it do 3 inches? Yes. Do I want to be doing 3-inch logs all day? No, absolutely not. But anything 2 inches down, it's been pretty good. But for me, it's just the hundreds and hundreds of little fallen branches in the 1, 2, half-inch range. Just, I want to shred them and put them to good use. The unit also comes with this chip collection bag, which attaches around the spout, tightens with a drawstring. That's quite enough of that. I hope you got some value out of watching me put my 533 through its paces. If so, please take a second to give this video a thumbs up. Keep in mind this isn't any kind of sponsored promotion. I'm just a guy wanting to share his adventures in the forest, and occasionally review some new toys. So all your encouragement really helps. Either way, thanks very much for watching.